Greetings and welcome to Interstellar Space Genesis on Expromenade. This is episode 6. Last episode was pretty uneventful. So I was thinking if you guys want, let me know in the comments if you would prefer that I just skip to when war breaks out. Although I have to say, I don't know how long it's going to be until Rob releases this episode, so I don't know when I'll see your comments, but just that's something. Okay, so I thought I'd go into some more detail on this carrier cruiser that I'm making. Here we have it really doesn't have any weapons, right? It's just one point defense. I would rather have more. But we've got fighter bays and peacekeeper bays. The peacekeepers are basically fighters armed with ion cannons, just point defense versions, so they're not as strong as regular. But they do gain all the upgrades that fighters get, except for the weapons. The weapons cannot be upgraded. Now, so for fighters, okay. So right now we have titanium armor, so the fighters will have titanium armor. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Okay. So right now, the fighters should be using tungsten guns because they are stronger than lasers. Both have point defense. Fighters only use point defense weapons. I'm unclear whether they would use fusion beams or tungsten guns if I had researched fusion beams. Neutron beams do not have point defense, so they would not upgrade the fighters. Same for graviton flux and railguns. So we have to get phasers to upgrade the fighters' weaponry. Okay, so it's quite a jump from all the way from over here to over here. And then now I just started researching these bomber bays, but I was thinking, the bombers use missiles or torpedoes. So right now, I'm unclear whether these would be unusable or if they would use nuclear missiles, even though I haven't researched nuclear missiles. They might just be unusable. But anyway, so to make these effective, I would have to research quantum missiles. Now this is one case where state-of-the-art is fine because the bombers and the fighters don't use space anyway. They just use whatever, and you don't get to choose or anything. So I think it's better if I switch over to phasers, get the fighters upgraded first, and then I think for the bombers, I want to get a torpedo rather than trying to do a missile. So torpedoes are going to be either here or here. As far as the game is concerned, torpedoes are classified as a missile, but it does call them a torpedo. The main difference is the torpedoes only fire every other turn instead of every turn, and they cannot be shot down, is my understanding. I really haven't made it to torpedoes more than a couple of times, so don't have a lot of experience with those. Okay, and then another thing is, so the weapon will not upgrade our peacekeepers, but it will upgrade our fighters. If I get a new armor, that would upgrade both of them, so we definitely want to do that. The question is, do I want to go tungsten armor, or do I want to go class 3 shields and then take, I forget what the one over here for armor. Now, the best armor in the game, for those of you who don't know, is adamantium, and it is not researchable. It is found in ruins, so we haven't found them in this game. It might be available through an event, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen it in an event, so anyway. Let's see, what else can... Oh, yes. I believe fighters and bombers benefit from engine technology to allow them to travel faster in battle. We have... I believe we have... Let's see... Yeah, the tech in drive we got from an event, but we have to research that, so we don't have that yet. But we do have this hyperdrive that we also got through an event, and it gave it to us straight up. And so that we have the second fastest. Well, I mean, yeah, the second fastest engine, I believe. And I was thinking there was an engine that goes up here. I'm not sure. Maybe there is or isn't. This one is unique in that it can go through dark nebula. So, anyway, our fighters and bombers should travel nice and fast. Let's see, what else can you get? Do fighters have shields? I don't think so. But anyway, all this is to say, right now, these are vastly inferior to just putting weapons on the ship. And I'm trying to figure out the best ways to, or the quickest ways to get their strength up. I do know that fighters and bombers in general are far more effective when you have a large group of them rather than just one ship, one squadron. So I would want to build more than one of these cruisers. But that is to say, you know, an equal number of those cruisers with weapons might still be better. So I don't know. I know a Titan is very powerful with these fighters and bombers, because on our Titans anyway, they don't have to return to refuel and all that stuff, so they can stay out there, attack one target, and immediately go to the next target. They also get more hit points, more speed. They never run out of ammo, so that's very good. But of course, the Titan can still only carry one fighter bay and one bomber bay, and optionally a peacekeeper bay, so potentially 3. But as I mentioned, the peacekeepers, you cannot upgrade their weapon, so as the game goes on, they will become more and more ineffective. I would say their biggest benefit right now is that they jumped us to weapon level 4 right away when we were back on level 2. Well, also the Titan putting on fighters, peacekeepers, and bombers, they don't take any space at all. So, but you do still have to pay the production cost. So, I think with that being said, oh, I did change this already. Okay. Alright, so we have an unexplored black hole. We have our survey ship right here. Let's send it over. What else is going on here? Okay. I think we're good to go for the next turn. Let's go. Okay. First discovery of antimatter. Alright. So this drive would be inferior to the one we are already using. Antimatter warheads are good if you are doing a lot of missiles. For obvious reasons here, more damage to missiles. And if you are someone, if you're playing a faction that doesn't have good ground troops, you are most likely going to want to use bombs. And getting these antimatter catalyzed bombs will help you out a lot in that case. Otherwise, we have... These two are very similar to the choice with the helium-3. They had a power plant that increased production per pop and a population growth option. So in this case, if I chose this, it would stack. The new option here is the planet construction. Let me think here. Can I close this? Yeah, okay. So like these over here, we have a couple of gas giants that do not produce helium-3. Those could be converted into planets. Or like some of these small asteroid belts, potentially. Alright, so I think I'm going to go with this option. Not sure about the planet construction for us yet in this game, but potentially really good. We do have just one antimatter, so not very good planets, but if we find more, then we can make really good planets. But mainly this antimatter drive is useless to us. Bombs, maybe. Warheads, not so much. Yeah, so let's do that. And then where do those fall on the tech tree? Looks like they're not. Well, here's one. Okay. And then the others looks like they're not visible yet. Right. Let's see, was there something else I was thinking of? Trying to remember. I wanted to take freighter port, that was it. Let's grab that. Right now, our starbase planet has 433. And if I take that, it is now 463, which will take effect next turn. And then we'll get more out of that if we go with more starbases. Okay, now it says 463. Alright, next turn we're going to have a colony ship. And also 2 turns to the 3rd planetary engineering infrastructure on that planet. Let's see, so there's nothing next. Let's get another freighter going. And I think another colony ship. Alright, now you guys down here. Let's try going here. I also forgot about, let's see, tungsten gun, tungsten gun, tungsten gun. Oh, I guess I did that already. Alright, I upgraded the ship to tungsten gun, so we shouldn't have any ships with lasers, or at least not with starting lasers. See, oh wow, this is a big system. Large. Okay. Unfortunately, they own it for now. Let's bring you back. Colony ship's ready. Got an event. Ah. Okay. So, this planetary engineering research, well, I mean, considering that we're buying our tech, that's not going to do much for us. Let's see. Next turn, okay. So we can get 19 turns of the bonus to put towards this terraforming. Alright. Wow, that doesn't even affect the time there. Oh. Why is it doing that? Oh, there we go. Huh. Okay, so next turn we will check that. Let's select planetary engineering production. Alright, we have the colony ship. So we have a small, rich swamp with meteor showers. So if I did that, I would have to get the planetary defense shield listed under tech defense level 4 to block out the meteor shower. Large acid, ultra pore. Maybe. Not ideal. We have a large pore lava over here. Maybe. I think I want to do this one first. We got a swamp, medium swamp. It's poor, but it has this exceptional fossils. Of course, the downside is I have to research a tech to get it, but I think it's worth it. So let's go ahead. Where was that again? Over here. Oh. All right. That will also allow us to get this small rich swamp. I'm not really sure if I even want it right now, but we'll see. Alright, so next. Freighter fleet 1 turn. I'm thinking about shifting this large asteroid field over to Ashana. The rich planet can get a lot more out of it than the sufficient planet, or well, it can get a little more out of it. It's only one level of difference, I suppose. The ultra rich can get a lot more out of it if they can get their population up. Unfortunately, they are a lava, so our people do not like it there at all. Minus 30% happiness. Okay, so Working on that, working on that, working on that. This cruiser for the, let's see, for this leader's desire is coming. I hope it's here in time by 1:39. Oh my, it's not going to be ready. Oh, that's for double opinion. Okay. I don't have a way to speed that up. Well, yes, I do. If I switch this over, that's going to slow down our colony ship production. But I think I'll try the medium one. Let's try the medium one. We'd love to get some more asteroid fields, but we only have smalls. Oh wait, here's a... Where are you? Oh, you're... Those belong to them. Let's see, actually... Since we're not fighting... Let's see if we can get there really quick. Alright, so colony ship. Have the exceptional fossils. So we can build a colony base here instead of another colony ship if we want. Alright, so go 14 turns, ouch. Minus 50%. So they dislike this planet more than a lava planet. Okay. Infrastructure. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. Gonna have to put all 3 into planetary on this one as well. Planetary infrastructure. Go for the factory first. Alright, so outpost ship. Send it down here. We have an event. Considering how hard they dislike, or how much they dislike this planet, it's a lot. It's basically the same as the Terran planet. I think we better go for plus 100% planetary engineering. Just out of curiosity, how much did that change this? 17 instead of 34. Okay, so half as expected. Good. And that should be a permanent bonus, and it should stack with these. Okay, infrastructure on our Terran planet. Let's pick this up. Now that we have all 3, this will also provide a 15% bonus on every other planet. Including the one we just looked at. Yeah, 16 instead of 17. Okay, back to Zinarzaloon, maybe? I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Alright, so now we've reached a hard or a soft cap on infrastructure. It will take 25 turns instead of 6. Let's move this over to planetary engineering, change it to terraforming, and how long do we get now? Okay, we're down from 160 something turns to 94. That's still a really long time. So the Syrics are definitely not as good at terraforming as the Moltar by a long stretch, and that's not even considering the Moltar's special abilities to terraform instantly. Boy. 19 turns. So that brings us 217. I'm debating whether it's worth getting the 6th pop first. Maybe getting the med bay. That would bring us to minus 5%, giving us 15% more production. Yeah, I think that's a good way to go. Can always take it down later. 6 turns, yeah, let's do that. Gotta say, the first few times I played, I got really confused by this system of switching these, because it's not doesn't tell you anything. There's no clear indicator that you have to click on this before you can use this drop-down menu. But on the forums, the developer actually commented that that's how you do it. You gotta click on the bulldozer icon. And that's how I figured it out, by an actual comment from the developer, along with however many other people read that post. Alright, so anything else here? This lava planet's waiting for a pop. Okay. Yeah, next turn. Alright, we're now getting the Jur done in 7 turns. Is that enough? 139. It is not. You know, oh well. It's just for the double. It's not necessary to actually accomplish the goal. So I'm just going to live with it. New leader. Didn't you come by earlier? I think we're recycling some leaders now. See, the main thing I don't like is this person has greedy. I don't know if that was added in this particular game, or if this leader in general was given this trait by the developer in a patch. Because in previous versions, Cupid did not have the greedy trait. Diplomacy request. Supply them with 1 dark matter. Okay, we have 3. Are we using it? I know, well, no, we aren't using it yet, because We don't have this drive yet. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. We can definitely use the money. Hopefully it'll last longer than the last treaty, or they cancel it after 3 turns. Okay, 229. Next turn. Alright, so let's grab this large asteroid belt. Okay. So see, the box is not highlighted when I do this one. It is when I do this one, so it's this outer ring. And we will... Oh. Well, I was going to use that freighter fleet for population migration, but I guess we'll put it on production now. And I think I'm going to set it to go... Well... We might still make that goal if I do it here. But I do want to put one on Fex here, because of the ultra-rich, and try to get growing faster. So we'll do that for now. Fex cannot be 2 turns. We do have the robotic factory, can't really go any faster. Alright. Freighter fleet was built and is now used. Let's go back and build another freighter fleet. We've got a cultural exchange complex over here. That should produce a flat 10 ACP. Can we get people in 5 turns? This is an ultra poor planet. No need for planetary engineering here because it's already icy. What do I want to do? Only 7 slots. I think it makes sense to put... Okay, 8 turns there. Let's get another pop and then we'll revisit. Freighter fleet's available. So what I want to do there is we're going to emigrate from Albatros and immigrate, I think, to Fex. Or should I do Ishana? Let's do Ishana for now. Alright. Event. Okay. So basically, do I want to get more money with a hit to diplomacy, or less money with a bonus to diplomacy, or just nothing? I'm tempted to do this one from... That would bring us closer to war. Unfortunately, our ships are not that great. But, I mean, if we lose, right? So, let's get some things going here. Alright, what to explore? These three don't have much chance of anything there. We can go... Let's do this one over here. This one's kind of close to them, but gotta do something, so let's do that one. Alright, let's see. We can now afford phasers. I'm gonna get cover tanks at some point. So they get really expensive over here on the right here, of course. Let's go ahead and get phasers. Get that done. And okay, so now we can see so neutronium shells are one we want. For even, well, why are those more than these? Oh, wait. No, okay, I see. Yeah. This is this much more, this is this much flat. Alright. I want to get this at some point. That will unlock this and let us get the uplift that we need. But that's a ways off, so let's not get that right now. We can go for, how about we pick up I'm going to pick up the shields or the armor. Go pick up the armor first. That'll upgrade our fighters. It'll upgrade our ships too, but I want to get the class 3 shields too. Titanium armor. Yeah. But you know, these are 375 and these are 1100, so let's see. Other than that, need to pick something here in order to unlock this. Level 4, construction. Boy, you know, normally I like the heat sinks, but because of this evolutionary trait that eliminates the use of overload, the heatsink will be completely worthless once I select that. So yeah. Also need to pick let's go like this, I guess. Yeah. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna go with personal replicators. You know what? I'm gonna buy this now. Alright. And I'll plan on getting the personal replicators. Alright, so construction's underway. We just did phasers. Yeah, okay. So that took us to weapon level 5. And we also improved our defense level. So we should definitely revisit our ship design. But that's going to have to be in the next episode. Thanks, guys. Enjoy your evening. Have a good one. Thanks. Bye.